Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, I got videos today from Jay Reed.
How has the barber shop fell off this damn bad? You got reports talking about the barber industry is pretty much falling apart. Businesses are closing left and right. And people are pointing the finger at the prices of the barber shops. But
I can agree with this. My old barber shop I used to go to was charging about like what, 35 bucks, 40 bucks for a haircut, especially if you had an appointment. Now I just go to my barber directly. He has his own little booth thing in his own little studio. But yeah, haircuts are expensive.
But I can list to you a whole bunch of different reasons. For starters, barbers don't even care about the craft no more. It's a very small majority of them.
Sure, I could probably agree with that. My barber, you guys know me, I care about my hair a lot. I've been going to my barber for about, what, 3-4 years now. Super on it. Always gives me like, what, a 45 to almost to an hour cut. And there's not much to cut because I get a cut every 2 weeks. But he's very meticulous about things. And you know, as men, we care about our hairs. We love our barbers. Our barbers are like our good friends. Like I always bring gifts for my barber on his birthdays or, you know, Christmas and things like that.
That actually care about what they're doing. The other half are just trying to get as many heads in a day.
True.
And there's nothing wrong with getting your hustle. You're doing it for a reason to make money. But at the same time, take
care about
pride
your
in
craft.
that too. Two, the service is ass. There should be no reason in hell that I schedule an appointment and I'm waiting on you. It's too inconsistent now. That's with the cuts, the communication. And then to top it off, I don't mind talking and all that. Like, it's a safe space, but it's not a comedy show.
Barbers are crying right now, man, because business is starting to slow down, man. The internet and TikTok got a lot of these barbers thinking, bro, that they could really charge, bro, $50, bro, $60, $100 a head.
Sure, if you're that good, you have such clients that are high-end clients that are willing to pay that, have at it. But if you want normal clients, which is most people, you're not going to be able to charge $60, $100. Even $40 is a lot in my opinion.
Yeah, man, that's what TikTok did, man, to the barbers, bro. Had these people thinking, man, that they were something outside of a freaking barber, man. We remember who y'all were. We remember who y'all were, bro. We remember that the reason y'all became barbers, man, is because y'all ain't go to college, probably dropped out of high school. Yeah, that's who y'all were, man. Y'all didn't get an education, man, so y'all decided, man, to cut hair for a living, bro. And TikTok got in your head, and now y'all think, nah, $100 a head, this is different. No, they're barbers. They cut hair. What I do is different. No, it's not. You dropped out of high school, bro. You didn't go to college. You don't got an education, bro.
I mean, there's still intelligent barbers that didn't go to college.
A PhD in barbery. And you know what? I'm happy that people, man, are starting to sharpen up. Be like, I'm not gonna be spending $60 a week on a haircut, man. Like, are you crazy? Listen, no.
Whoa! A week? People get their haircuts every week? I think that's a little bit much. I do every 2 weeks, and I felt, because, you know, there is a difference in 2 weeks. In 1 week, I don't think there's much of a difference. This is 1 week right here. Right? So.
Barbers should make more than $30 a haircut, bro. Period. If people want to tip, let them tip. But no barber should ever charge more than $30, bro.
The state of the barber industry is really, really insane right now. And it is crazy for many different reasons. I can talk about this all day, and I know I'm bald headed.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jay, bro, what barber are you going to?
I don't have hair in my head, but I used to have hair back in my head back in the day. And I'm going to tell you guys, there's many different reasons why people are fed up with the entire industry. For one, the first thing I'm going to say at the top is these insane prices. Number two is these appointments that just somehow came out of nowhere during the pandemic. And I know why they did it, because they were getting overloaded during the pandemic and there was not supposed to be that many people within some of these shops. And it's just crazy. There's so many different things. But of course, just like any other industry, once the prices go up, they're not going to come back down. And right now we are seeing so many places
reaching $70 to $100 for a fade? What the fuck?
There's reportedly, they're losing millions of dollars in the industry right now as we speak. So many people learn how to cut their own hair. So many people learning to just not go to the barbershop as often. However, when we talk about, you're seeing drastic, quick price increases. Like I just said, right, the sticker shock. You're also seeing declining.
I mean, it's so true. Back in the day, before things jumped up to like $20, $30, $40, it was $5 for a haircut because it was so quick and easy for a lot of haircuts. Of course, maybe a fade is a little bit different. There's going to be a little bit more work to it, but a lot of basic haircuts were just bzz, 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 trim a couple things and you're good to go. $5. Made sense.
Loyalty, operating costs going up, rising inflation, double boosted rent, right? Because also when you talk about, being a barber in some of these different shops, you also have to rent your own chair, if that makes sense. So you have to pay.
Yeah, my barber at his old shop used to rent the chair weekly. He had to pay weekly for the chair, and it was like 200, or was it 200? I'm sorry. No, it was like $180 a week for the chair. So he had to pay every week, and weekly is actually, you're kind of losing money paying weekly compared to monthly because there's actually more weeks than months in a sense, because there's 52 weeks, but months wise, there's only 48 weeks in months wise. So
pay the owner, and the owner is experiencing higher costs because they got higher taxes, maybe their mortgage is maybe higher or whatever. Like, there's many different layers. And I'm not saying that every barbershop is dealing like this. I'm also not saying that every barbershop is charging $100 for a haircut. But this is why people are fed up. I'm just saying, on the case-by-case basis, it solely depends on the situation.
Trust me, I know it's a bunch of stuff that's going on in the world, but we got to draw some attention to this right here. 2026, we need to boycott all barbershops.
I wouldn't say all barbershops, but the ones that are definitely overcharging.
Speak for all men when I say this. This just got out of hand. Trying to find a good barber now, that is ridiculous. And I'm going to tell you where it went left. First off, when the barbers started getting exotic, talking about something, you got to make appointments through the apps. What the f*** I look like making an appointment?
Man, the whole Booksy thing, I can't even use it. Like, something happened with my app, with my phone number, registered to my phone number, to where I cannot book properly on the app. And then I had, like, when I first started getting my haircut again, at a nice barber, the guy wouldn't book the appointment for me because he was like, you gotta use the app, you gotta use the app. And I'm like, the app doesn't fucking work. Can you just book the appointment for me every 2 weeks for me? And the guy wasn't even willing to do that. And I was just like, come on. I'm like giving you money every 2 weeks and already telling you I'm going to give you money every 2 weeks. You're not even willing to just put me in. What the hell?
To see another man. Let's start there. Then, even when it comes to the haircuts, it became not even about the hair. When the barber started adding all the extra fancy smashy shit up there, wanting to pull out hot towels and shit and all this, that, y'all then getting fake beards.
Yeah, if I wanted all that, I'd go to a salon, not a barber.
And all this like that, it just got too confusing. Another thing that messed it up.
Yeah, we used to see a lot of TikTok of like those guys putting black stuff in their nose and then just ripping out all the hairs in their nose. Yeah, I don't want to go to the barber for that.
When it comes to these new age barbers, these really don't want to cut hair. That's just it with it. But I think these doing that just like, they be like the barber and be like the fifth thing. They be at the bottom of their to-do list, bro. Being a barber is a good trade. That should be your occupation.
True.
You should not have to make an appointment to come see you because your ass need to be in that damn shop.
Now, I'm gonna pause at that point. Yes, you shouldn't have to. It shouldn't be a mandatory thing to make an appointment or, call. It shouldn't be mandatory. However, it should be highly encouraged because when you go in and somebody's already got an appointment ahead of you, because people got things to do. I remember when I used to go to the barbershop and you used to have to sit in there and wait for hours on end because there was a long line. So,
or you just walk out and go find another barbershop because you didn't want to wait.
There's a certain convenience factor to it. I'm not going to make it seem like appointments are the worst thing in the world.
I actually kind of like it. Me personally, I like everything kind of appointment-wise. Just it makes my life easier. Oh, 11 o'clock, I gotta go get my haircut on Fridays. I'm going to schedule it at 11 o'clock Fridays, every other Friday from now on. It just makes my life easier because it's always on a set time.
But there's also another layer of, hey, if I walk into the barbershop and there's nobody in there, I shouldn't have to get an appointment. That's basically what he's talking about.
All right?
Oh,
but
okay.
remember, no, you get these new age barbers, these want to be out here, they want to cut a little hair, sell puppies. They want to have t-shirts. They want to make websites. They want to rap. They want to trap. They want to do everything but line a up. And that shit don't make no sense. So you know what? Putting the ball in our court, I think, fellas, we need to come together in 2026 and boycott these. And I bet you that shit gonna get situated, and the prices gonna go down too. Cause that's another thing. Whichever rapper it was that started that whole $100 lineup, you fucked it up for everybody. Cause haircuts used to be $15, then they upped it to $20.
Yeah, it was $5, and then went to 10 to 15. But there were still some Asian places that were still charging $5. Love those places. And then, you know, now 20, 30. Now I pay $40. I can tell you guys now I pay $40 every 2 weeks, but it's my barber. I love the guy. I've known the guy for a long time now. He has his own little studio, and it's only him in the studio. I support the man. And I give him 40 as in like the total. I actually don't know how much he charges. I just always give him 40.
25, then 35, then 45, then 50. I got a homeboy that stay in Connecticut right now, pay $80 to get his haircut. You think I'm finna pay $80 to get my damn haircut? Hell no. If I pay $80, my barber better give me a pack of woods and a 3-5 while I'm in the chair.
Yeah, and the reason the prices went up, it's not because of, you know, rap. I don't think it's because of rappers. I could be completely wrong and misinformed or whatever the case is, but it was solely during the pandemic. If y'all remember during COVID, there was so much demand for a haircut. Like barbershops were shutting down all over the place, but you also barbers needed to make money too. So the little appointments that they had, they needed to capitalize as much as they could. So it was more in demand at that point. So
Understood.
Of course, they raised the prices. And of course, like I said early in the video, once these prices go up, they are not coming down whatsoever.
When did barbers become so arrogant? What point did we as a society...
And I know my barber makes over 100 grand. He makes pretty damn good money doing what he does. I mean, you think about it, $40. Just doing 10 heads, that's $400 a day. And I think he can do more than 10 heads.
Decide that haircuts were so important that they needed an appointment. No, I'm sorry. Your doctor or your dentist needs an appointment, not your fucking barber. I'm in the real estate development world, so I thought arrogance was rampant in my world. Contractors, real estate developers, real estate brokers, those are some arrogant motherfuckers. But barbers these days, my goodness, are you guys on a high horse? They love if you call them and ask if they take walk-ins. They love to say the phrase, oh, we're appointment only. It's not that serious, and you're not that important. And you actually give a pretty shitty haircut most of the time.
Most of the time.
And by the way, stop fucking talking to me. Just cut my damn hair, bro. It will take you 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, instead of the hour it's going to take because you want to talk to me about the cell.
No, my barber, again, even though we don't chat, sometimes we chat, he still takes about 40. He is very meticulous about my hair. And I'm sure you guys can tell because my hair is pretty damn good majority of the time.
About your ex-girlfriend, about your divorce, I don't give a shit. And half the time the barbershop's empty. Half the time there's nobody doing anything. Half the time there's nobody there. But you guys want to say your appointment only? Take the fucking walk-in, bro. Not to mention you want to charge $50 to $75 to fucking cut hair.
I gotta stop him there. I get what he's saying, and he's probably a very busy man. And of course, as a barber, you gotta read the room sometimes. However, I'm gonna be honest, let's call it what it is. As a man, and when you're in the barbershop, those are some of the best conversations, the best times that you have in life. Those are memories that you have with, you know, people that you might know the person. I know you know your barber, but you might know the person besides you. You might not, you know.
Well, I used to, but not anymore. My barber just changed to his own little studio shop now, all by himself. So, but yeah, I used to know all the other chairs around me, around my barber, and say hi all the time. We conversated, talk about working out, you know, boys stuff.
Oh, and those are the times where you look back and you're like, oh, it's laughing. You know, it's the time where you're getting away from life and you're just getting your hair cut. You get up, and yes, there is a time and a place for everything. I'm not saying that you're supposed to be in there to have a good time and laughing the whole time, but I'm just saying, yes, I'm not about to make it seem like it's got to be strict and only for business and only haircut.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I think it's very important for people to find a barber, a particular barber they like. You know, prices wise, everything wise. You know, like sometimes my barber chats, sometimes he doesn't. depends on the mood, and depends on my mood, depends on his mood. So we're cool.
Cuts and all these different things. No, I get what he's saying though, 100%. It is becoming way too strict in terms of the appointments. And when we talk about the barber industry, they are currently claiming that $412 million have been lost to the industry. Now, the validity of this, I don't necessarily know. This is just what many reports are saying in terms of what the barber industry is losing at this point, which is a lot of money. The people who
I don't even know how they would calculate these things. Again, the barber industry is so cash-based majority of the time. Like, how do they get all these numbers?
Are charging a lot of money, hundreds of dollars. There is an actual industry for that. The celebrities, the big businessmen, the people who actually can afford it, but the people who are just doing regular haircuts, like, come on, guys. Like, you got to read the audience and you got to read the room. It's my point.
If your barber's charging you $50, $60, even $70 in 2025, and he's a top-notch barber, he's really looking out for you, because you do not understand the amount of attention to detail, the skill, the judgment, the 10,000 hours it takes to become a master barber that go into cutting that hair in a 30 to 45 minute window and being perfect with it.
I'll give it to him. I actually agree with this statement here. If he is putting in the work 30 minutes to 45 minutes and you come out pristine every damn time, he might be worth it.
That is just like Anthony Edwards going out there and scoring 45 points night after night after night, going 80% from the three-point line, when the game's on the line, hitting every free throw and not fouling out. When you're a barber, you cannot mess up, because if I mess up on that line, that client's never coming back. If I take too much off the top, that hair is just not going to grow back immediately. So paying $70, $80, it's
a little bit much still, brother. I still get charged 40, and I think that's pretty fair. 40, 30, 40. It's fair if you're a really good barber. 60 maybe.
Lick. Because if you go to a doctor, the doctor's with the most skill in the world.
Yeah, but he's not saving my life. Cutting my hair.
The most skilled technicians in their field, they're charging you $1,000 per session.
But barbers are not doctors. Barbers
yeah,
are not
bro.
NBA
Yeah, one's just going to barber school, and one took 10 years of medical school, doctor school, freaking residency, everything.
Barbers are not, any of these fields that he's he's comparing it to. I get what he's saying. He has a great point, and he's like, spot on with the analogies, but barbers are not those things. So when you're talking about, paying a barber, making it mandatory to pay them $100, that is different. I think this is the issue. And I think until we as a culture, I'm not just saying black culture, I'm saying culture as a general. If we get better at tipping our barbers, tipping our waiters, tipping people in general, and I'm not saying you gotta tip them $100, but
I don't know, Jay. I'm a little bit of... Yeah, if you care and you like your person, tip. But don't make it like you gotta tip everybody that gives you service.
If we just be better at tipping, I think that would fix the whole industry, because people don't tip. Like, when you get a bar...
Really? I don't know. Every barber I've gone to, I've always tipped, and I've always seen people tip like at least $5. Am I wrong on this? Do you guys not tip? Comment down below if you guys tip your barbers or not.
Barber, and they are paying and charging $20, and yes, the cost of living goes up, the inflation goes up, everything gets more expensive. So naturally, when we talking about paying $35 or $40, $20, $25 or $35 for a haircut, yes, that is on the cheaper end, but that barber still is dealing with inflation just like we are dealing with inflation. So I think naturally they're going to make their prices high. I think that's just...
I don't know. Again, my barber seems to be doing okay with him, and we live in LA, and he's charging me, well, again, I don't even know what he charges me. I just give him 40 again. I think maybe it's 30, 35 bucks. That's what he's charging. And he has his own little studio and stuff, and he seems to be doing fine with that price. He can charge more, he says, but it also he feels like he's just ripping people off.
Just a natural situation. But like I said, if we were better with tipping, I'm just saying people as a whole, people, just your American people, I'm not saying you got to tip them $50, $100, but if you gave them a $10 tip, $20 tip here and there, I don't
think people are tipping $10-20, brother. I mean, $5 seems fair to me.
100%. They would keep the prices down because it would be worth it.
And a barber's only charging you 80. And the time that it takes to gain that skill, you're getting blessed. I just gotta let y'all know because y'all don't know.
Yeah, and like I said, every single situation is different.
Barbershops are slower, right? Because people are paying $65 once a month instead of $35 twice a month, right? You're making more money if you're $35, $40 with tip. You're making 80 versus 60 or 65. So once again, back to the original post, right? There is some restructuring of how people spend their money. Mm-hmm. The industry isn't losing money. The industry is making more money than ever before.
True.
Yeah.
But it's coming in a different format, in the form of a restructure. I know that because I had people that were coming every week paying $40.
Yeah.
You would go to $50, $65. People were coming every 3 weeks or once a month, right? Some would come every 2 weeks, but when you get into those ranges, you don't see people as much. So I think a wise barber, business savvy barber, would be right in that sweet spot where a person could come at least bi-weekly. And I think their schedule will fill out more.
I think that's what my barber did, you know, at the 40, or again, I had to really ask him how much he charges. But at that price range, yeah, 2 times a week or every 2 weeks for me, twice a month is fair. It's about $80 a month for me to get my haircuts twice. I think that's pretty fair.
Or they'll make more money, they'll be more productive. Because I don't care if you cut one head for $100. If you're only doing 10 haircuts a week and the other person's doing 40 haircuts a week, but he's making 2,000, you making 1,000, you may look smarter, you may look cooler, but you're losing the long game.
And that's why we're seeing some of that, like we was talking about earlier. Now some of these higher priced, know your worth. If you can't afford it, just say that. Mm-hmm. We seeing some of them
lowering
start
prices.
to find God now, right? and what you know we was talking about. All of a sudden now, it's we giving back because we know times is hard.
I don't care if you the best barber. I don't care if you listen. If you are the best barber in your city, if you are the best barber in the state, I don't care. If your audience is the average American, you just gotta read the room. Just like he dropped the gem in this video. I'm gonna be honest. When he said the barber beside him was charging 35 and he's making 2,000 when the other one is charging 100 and he's only making 1,000, that right there was spot on. And that is the issue. Yes, you can charge whatever it is you want to charge. I'm not telling you not to pick your own prices because you still got a life to live at the end of the day. And if you want to supplement that in other kind of ways, you know, you do what you got to do. But I'm saying in the general sense, people are just fed up. That is the reality of it.
$100 for a haircut, it's insane.
It is
really insane. I just went into this barber shop to see if I can get a cut because I can't make it out to my barber. I asked him how much for a haircut. This motherfucker said out his mouth, $100 for a haircut. I looked at him like, man, you got to be joking, man. $100 for a haircut. So I looked at his prices. He even had $50 for kids. And most kids are getting a ball and a taper. And this dude wanted $100 for a haircut, man.
No, $50 for kids is diabolical.
Barbers are taking this too goddamn far, man. That's upsetting me, man. What kind of clippers y'all have, or what kind of razor blades?
Is it AI clippers? Can I like give you a design and the AI clippers gives me that design exactly?
Y'all using to charge somebody $100 for a haircut.
Now this is a 4-minute rant. I'm gonna link the whole video in the description below. But yes, they added new services. You got the spray-ons. You got they can put hair on top of your head. You can they wash.
Yeah, but you're not asking for any of that. You're just asking for the haircut.
Your hair for, well, they've always washed your hair for you, but you know, they pull out the towels and all the little extra fancy things. And I'm gonna be honest, listen, I've always taken care of my barbers, even when whether I had the money or I didn't have the money. I always knew there was just a level of loyalty. But for your barber to
what loyalty do you have to your barber now, Jay? Where's the loyalty now?
jack up your prices from $25 all the way to $100. That just
Don't tell me you're still going to your barber now.
shows the loyalty is gone. You know, like it's just a layer of it. I remember my barbers, every single one of them. Listen, when I moved to where I was when I moved up to college, I remember I stayed with my barber for the entire time, because that's just the connection you build. That's just the loyalty you build. You take care of your barber. That was just the thing.
They become family and friends, especially ones that you've had for many years. Again, my barber, 4 years now I've had my barber. To me, that's the longest barber I've ever had. And I used to live very close to where he is. Now I've moved like 30 minutes further, and I still drive to go meet him because it's hard to find a good barber.
That we did. However, a lot of that is gone now. You know, a lot of that is just, you know, it's not a thing anymore. I don't know. It just sucks. But like I said, everybody's situation is different. You got to be real. I'm not in the industry anymore. That's part of the reason. You know, I also went bald. I saved a lot of money going bald. I'm going to be honest.
Hey. Screw you and you're saving money.
It's like, I don't worry about, I don't have to deal with these issues. I actually bought my own clippers. I line my own beard. Like, I do all these things myself because
makes sense.
It's just cheaper. Yeah. And it's more affordable. And of course,
I mean, if I can give myself a fade and take care of myself, I probably truly would, but I can't. I'm not trying to mess up my hair.
My hairline was going back, so of course I had to do something, and I'm not about to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a transplant. So, you know, just go bald head. You know, that like it saves and it makes life so much simpler. I'm just being honest with you. But like I said, everybody's situation is different. You got to look at it from an objective perspective. But let me know, what is your experience like? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below.
Can y'all please come and check out my dad's barbershop, please? Y'all, he been so sad because he been feeling like he ain't getting no clients and it ain't nobody in here. I just told him that if I post a video, one video can have his whole shop swamped. And let me tell y'all, he really know what he doing. He do kids too, y'all. He get the kids right and everything. Hey, Dad, introduce yourself. Tell him come to the main barber. He a little shy, y'all, but...
That's right, y'all come over here, see me, D, got the barbershop, I do kids. I do older men, younger men.
Do you do women?
Yes, I do women.
Okay.
Eyebrows.
And your prices? Well, how your prices is?
Kids is just 25, then grown man.
Okay.
35 to maybe a little bit more.
That's not bad. 25, 35. Maybe I think like 20 for kids be better, but they're not bad prices.
All right, depending on what you want. You want a little mustache, okay? Y'all, he built everything here. He installed his own TVs. He installed his own camera systems. Stop playing. Got his little pictures in here. If y'all really love me, please come and fill this shop up. He come here every day and he like, I ain't getting no clients. I'm like, Dad, we gonna go to TikTok. We gonna get you some clients by tomorrow. So if you're looking for a barbershop in Vegas and you need your shit right, come and check out Main Barber. Dang, yeah?
No, I think a lot of prices now are outrageous. That's why I love my barber, and I'm glad I've been with him for such a long time now. Like, I just give him 40. Again, I don't know what his actual price is. I think it's 30 or 35, and I always just give him 40 because I love the guy. He's always took care of me, took care of my hair. He's always tried to fit me in. Anytime I'm like, hey, you know what? Can you get me in at this time or whatever it is? He always works for me or works with me. Now, when you have a good barber, yeah, take care of them. They're your peoples. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys next time.